Hello guys, 10thers. This is PK Singh, your English language and literature teacher. I hope you guys are safe and sound during this, very critical situation in our society, country, this very pandemic situation in our country. And I also believe that you guys are, very well aware about, how to maintain social distance, how to maintain social distancing with, people. Do maintain social distancing in order to safeguard yourself, the members at home, and your youngers. And guys, today I'm going to start the very first class, online class of our new session 2020-21, 2020-2021, and the very first topic prose of our first flight book. The topic's name is A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fuentes. Before I start this prose, A Letter to God, I would like to tell you a brief introduction about what kind of prose or essays G.L. Fuentes used to write. In his prose and essays, whatever he had written before and now, he used to put emphasis on the relationship in between human to human, human to nature, and most importantly, he used to put emphasis on the conflicts in between human to human and human to nature, nature to human. So in this way, he also mentioned the same things. He also characterized the same thing in the chapter or prose, A Letter to God. So we'll discuss this chapter. Before I start the line by line and word by word discussion of this chapter, I would like to tell you about the central character before to that. And the central character of this prose, A Letter to God, is Lencho. Lencho is a poor farmer, no? This he is the central character around whom the whole story, the prose, is revolving. Lencho was indulged into the farming of corn. ये कॉर्न की खेती करता था, मक्के की खेती करता था. And for the success of his farming, I'm saying for the success of his farming, मतलब उसकी खेती अच्छी हो, उपज अच्छी हो, उसके लिए he was totally dependent on rainwater. I mean, whatever he put his effort into the field, he was dependent on rainwater. Like we are discussing about the older time story, the farmers might be, must have been, dependent on rainwater. Like we can see nowadays also some farmers are dependent on rainwater. In the same way, Lenchu was also dependent on rainwater. And so he sowed his field by corn. When it was time to get a good harvest out of his effort that he made into the field, जब उसने फील्ड में जो भी मेहनत किया, अपना अपना मेहनत लगाया कॉर्न फील्ड में, जब अच्छी खेती का उपज मिलने का टाइम था हार्वेस्ट का, he waited for only one thing. You know what? Yes, it was good rain for the successful harvest, or at least a shower. He was waiting for a good rain or at least a shower. अच्छी खासी बारिश की उम्मीद कर रहा था, और एटलीस्ट शॉ शॉ मीन्स हल्की फुल्की जो बूंदाबांदी होती है. शॉ वी गाइज यूज टू हैव शॉ इन आवर बाथरूम. दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ शॉ. बाथरूम में जो शॉर होती है, वैसी बारिश की भी उम्मीद कर रहा था वो, कम से कम शॉर भी हो जाए तो उसकी खेती सक्सेसफुल रहेगी. But his hope turned into upset. He was hoping for a good rain or at least a shower, but his hope turned into upset when rainwater suddenly turned into a big hailstorm. Hailstorm means बर्फबारी, ओले जो गिरते हैं, बड़े बड़े पत्थर जो बारिश के साथ जो गिरते हैं, जिसमें बर्फ गिरती है, उसे हेल स्टॉर्म बोलते हैं. सो हिज होप, आई सेड कि होप जो है उसकी टर्न हो गई अपसेट में, and all his effort into the cornfield get destroyed. And then he was left with nothing to survive for the whole year. As I told you, he was a poor farmer. He was totally dependent on his agriculture work and his field. When his field and corn was destroyed by hailstorm, he was left with nothing to survive the whole year for himself and for his family. One very important thing about Lencho was that he had deep and firm faith in God. We all have firm faith. We all have faith in God. We all faith in God, believe in God. But he had a deep and firm faith, something different from common people like us. He believed that God will help him. He can contact with God. He can communicate with God. God is watching him. He is communicating with God. He can, get help from God. So he believed that there can be something from God's side. So he had firm belief in the existence and all. So this is his firm and deep faith in God. Firm means unshaken faith, मतलब एक ऐसी faith जिसे कोई डगमगा नहीं सकता, हिला नहीं सकता है. So such kind of faith he had in God. And guys, after Lencho, there are some more characters in this prose story. There is a postmaster who was, who played very vital role in helping